Hello, Happy New Year, everybody. I'm doing this one Blanco Lirio style. Maybe we should call this the Frugal Mooney World Headquarters here on the back of my deck here in Southeast Michigan. Anyway, in my last flying video, I mentioned that I picked up a new student whose airplane was in Las Vegas, and we had to go out there and pick it up. I wanted to make a video on that one, but things didn't work out exactly as I liked due to a few technical difficulties, some things that I did wrong. And then there were also some change of plans that caused some time constraints. So anyway, I'm doing this intro here as the original intro that I had recorded on the way to the airport to head to Vegas. There was a screw up with the camera for some reason that just stopped recording after about 3 seconds into the video. Don't know about that one. The night before we went to bed, things looked good for our original plan, which was to go to Colorado Springs, which would have been a fairly leisurely flight, about 3 hours. And that wouldn't have been too bad because, I was getting into Vegas probably around 1 p.m. local time. And then we had to go from Harry Reid International Airport over to North Las Vegas, pick up the plane. It would have been about a 3 hour flight. We'd have gotten there, time before it got dark. But overnight, the weather system that was coming up from the south looked like it was coming a little ahead of schedule. So if we'd landed in Colorado Springs, that would have put us into a snowstorm the next morning, and we wouldn't have gotten out probably for at least 2 days. So we had to make a change of plans on the fly. We got to Las Vegas, and basically as we were driving to North Las Vegas Airport, we made the call to change to Hutchinson, Kansas, because that was about as far west as we could land and still get out the next morning. So didn't have time to set up the cameras for that one because we're in such a time crunch. As I was throwing my stuff into the plane, he was calling to cancel the hotel rooms in Colorado Springs. And then we were off to Hutchinson, Kansas with absolutely zero plans once we got there. Had no hotels booked, no rental car. We had no idea what we were going to do once we got there. So it was going to be a little bit of an adventure. So I threw the stuff in, no time to set up cameras, went to take off. I tried to film the takeoff out of the airport with my phone. I figured, hey, I have my phone, I could get something well. But anyway, the jostling with at the takeoff, I think my thumb rebumped the button and stopped the video, so that was only 3 seconds as well. But I ended up getting a couple little videos and pictures, which I'll throw up in the montage at the beginning. But anyway, we ended up getting to Hutchinson, Kansas. It took us 6 hours. It was a long leg. Thankfully for flying high and lean it out pretty well, we had a pretty low fuel burn. So we got to Hutchinson, Kansas in about a 6 hour flight. We landed with 15 gallons of fuel on board, and then once we got there, we had no idea how to even get out of the airport. We parked, so we were surrounded by 8-foot fences and had nowhere to go. So finally we figured out how to get out of the airport, trying to get a hotel. When finally I said, hey, you know what? Let's find a Buffalo Wild Wings. We'll go get some beer, get some wings, and then we'll figure it out from there. So thankfully, we got an Uber on the way, got to the Buffalo Wild Wings, walked across the street, got a hotel. Everything ended up going okay, but it was a bit of an adventure. The other issue that I had is on the second day, I got cameras set up, but the camera angle on the overhead wasn't great. The auto ended up working out good for the first bit of it. But when I fired up the cameras again, we apparently made a little bit of an increase to the intercom, which caused some distortion and clipping in the audio. So the audio was kind of unusable. But anyway, I guess I still wanted to make the video to have something to commemorate the trip because it was a fun trip. So without further ado, here we go. Well, good morning. Sitting in a hotel room, Hutchinson, Kansas. We did have a change of plans yesterday. Originally, we were supposed to wind up in Colorado Springs, but weather forecast changed. Winter storm was rolling in there overnight, so we had to quickly change plans. Got into Las Vegas, and we quickly decided on Hutchinson, Kansas, which is where I am right now in a hotel room. Gonna go try and grab some breakfast, head down to the airport, and get on our way back to Willow Run. Hopefully should make it. Should be like a 4.5 hour flight today. See ya. All right, good morning, everybody. We're talking to you from Hutchinson, Kansas. Sorry we didn't get the cameras rolling yesterday. We were in a bit of a time crunch trying to get out of Las Vegas, so I was thinking of setting the cameras up in the air, but it started getting a little dark, and we just didn't do it. I was trying to actually do a little bit of videoing out the front on the takeoff using my phone, but apparently in the jostling and me holding the phone, my thumb tapped the the start-stop button, and the video is only 3 seconds long, so I missed out on that as all. But anyway, we got them set up. We're just about ready to fire up the engines here out of Hutchinson, Kansas, on the last leg of the trip back to Willow Run. Probably could join you in the air.
Hutchinson Tower, Mooney 90426 Victor's run up complete.
Mooney 90426 Victor, Hutchinson Tower, runway 13, clear for takeoff.
Runway 13, clear for takeoff, 26 Victor.
Clear left, clear right.
Yep. Flaps down, flaps to takeoff.
Trim's good. Yep.
And Mooney 26 Victor, what's your on-course heading?
050.
Mooney 26 Victor, left turn out is approved.
Left turn approved, 26 Victor. Airspeed's alive. There's 70, 75. You're up.
One contact tower, 118.2.
I'm sorry, I pulled the vent on to help get the CO.
Yeah. Flaps coming up. Zero 50.
There we go.
Oh yeah, I had to turn way down.
All right, everybody. Hey, we made it up to cruise. We just got out of Hutchinson, Kansas. We're at our cruising altitude 9,500. We're on our way to Willow Run. We're currently showing 4 hours and 51 minutes to get there. We should be picking up a much better tailwind as we get a little closer to about halfway there, and we'll start picking up about a 10, 15, 20 knot tailwind. So it'll probably actually be a much closer to instead of 4 hours and 51. It's probably more realistically just around 4 hours, maybe a little bit more. So anyway, as I mentioned on the ground, apologize for not running the cameras yesterday, especially because that was the interesting part. You know, we're flying near the Grand Canyon. That would have been pretty fun. But I did try to get some pictures, so you know, I put those kind of on the montage as this started. So Alan is an instrument student. This is his airplane. He was living in Las Vegas, recently moved to Michigan, and he got a hangar at Willow Run. So yesterday, pretty much during the whole flight, Alan's flying on the foggles, starting to get his instrument scan going as part of his instrument training. So quickly, how do you feel about training so far, Alan? How's it going?
I think it's going pretty good. It's hands getting more comfortable.
Anything different other than you expected, or is it going?
Well, the flying's a little more precise than I usually do.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Usually after an instrument rating, flying generally gets much more precise, and I think that kind of actually will carry over even into your VFR flying. So you kind of start getting used to holding some precision, and it just kind of it becomes part of you almost, where it's like you don't feel comfortable not doing it anymore.
Right, and plus it'll make my wife much more comfortable.
Oh, that's good. So, like myself, Alan is also an engineer, so it's kind of cool. So I think we kind of gonna hit it off that way, or at least for me, I think it'll help because we can kind of speak the same language about a lot of things. Like back when I was a full-time flight instructor, I'd have students, you know, who was in the music department. I'd had students that were in the medical school, you know, and all different things. So it's like you had to find new ways sometimes to kind of explain some concept. Whereas someone with an engineering background, it's pretty easy to say, hey, you know, you have a rough. I can just say, you know, hey, lift is 1/2 rho
V squared.
Yeah, rho a v squared, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then a lot of things fall out of that. That makes it pretty obvious. I think that's going to make this just a lot easier for sure. So when Alan said he moved to Michigan, what I didn't realize, it was just like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it went really quick.
Yeah.
Actually, I was in Florida. It just put the house on the market, put it up a little high so it wouldn't sell quick. And the first weekend we got an offer and it was gone.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I was expecting to have a few weeks when I got back from Florida to...
Oh, right.
The house was still on the market, yeah.
Right.
But instead, no, it was get back and we're packing.
Wow. So one nice thing is this airplane, as opposed to mine, this is a M20F, which is the extended body one. And it also has bigger fuel tanks. So this thing holds 12 more gallons than mine did. So yesterday we were able to make it all the way from Vegas to Hutchinson in a single leg, which is crazy. It's a 6-hour flight. We are over the middle of nowhere in Kansas. There's like almost no people or houses to be seen. Probably a little bit boring on the video and a little hazy. Probably not seeing much anyway.